didn't is that they've been called to this particular festivity, and we're gonna see how it pans out. All right. That's I can't see the hands, family. So if anybody have anything, please feel free. There's no particular order or any way it should go. If you have anything, just just decent in order. That's all we ask. So if I can't see the hand, just somebody can facilitate it, or if you got something to say, just feel free. Out of respect, say spot and the floor will be given. All right. Verse 4. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are hidden, tell them which are bidden before I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fattings are killed, and all things are ready coming to the marriage. So he's letting them know that I have already prepared these things. These things are already prepared. Now all you have to do is just come and be a part of this festivity. Just come, because I done already laid the groundwork out. I done already got the food cooked. I done already did everything that needs to be done. Now I'm sending out the invitation, and now all you have to do is come and be a part of what's been joined together. All right. Yeah. My fast dinner and my oxen and everything is ready coming to the marriage. Okay. Verse 5. But they made light of it and went their way. One to his farm, another to his merchandise. So we're saying that the invitation that has been given out, but they're not fully receiving this invitation. They're taking it light. They don't think it's to that of uttermost importance. They looking at it as it's something that just just to something that's not no heavy weight, no heavy burden to it. It's just no urgency in it. They everybody just going off and doing their own thing. And what's coming to mind to me right here is brings me back to Noah, when Most High gave Noah that warning and told him, I need you to build this ark, and everybody else around him while he building the ark, they were just off doing their own thing, just living life, like it can go in tomorrow, or within that minute or within them seconds, or however long that the Most High have that window open. And that's what I'm getting out of this. Let's say they're not taking heed to the invitation, first and foremost, that starts with me personally. So not trying to continue to put things on myself, but I guess this message is definitely for myself as well. That we need to take this a lot more serious. Me first and foremost, in this walk, and stop thinking that the way things are, it's going to be sustained like that. Like when you boil in water, when you turn the water on, the water ain't hot. As the water starts to progress and get hot, you see a few bubbles pop here and a few bubbles pop there until you start seeing a bunch of bubbles. That then there, when you get to that point where it started to ball over, what I'm saying, it's going to be too late. So so we have to really be mindful of the calling, especially if we've been chosen, to take heed to it. All right. Anybody have anything? Floor is open. All right. If not, let's continue. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Am I coming in pretty clear?
Hey.
Okay. I know I've been having some issues with people hearing me with these headsets. All right. Where we at? All right. Verse 8. I can't see. Verse 6. I'm sorry. Verse 6. And the remnant took his servant, and they entered them spitefully, and slew them Read that again. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them with this despitefully and slew them. So we see that the few, I guess, the few that was trying to attend, they was misused. They was mistreated, and what I'm saying, some of them even lost their lives. You know, so but when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burnt up their cities. So they word out to the king. King news that those the invitation. Some of those that did receive the invitation that was coming, like those who wasn't trying to take heed to it, they went out and they mistreated them and killed some of them. And if we look at us, today, even in this war, we know some of us, majority of us, we trying to go out and do what we feel that what we call to do, and we know that there's still those that's still in the world that's still persecuting us or just saying things about us that that go against we didn't change. You crazy, they're just saying all kinds of stuff about us. So that's kind of reminds me of that, right? All right. Then he said to his servants, "The wedding is ready, but they which are bidden were not worthy." So now we're saying that it brings to mind the 10 virgins. If we know where that 5 of them was ready and 5 of them wasn't ready, and the 5 that were ready, when the bridegroom came at that point in time, they went into the bride chamber, and that door was closed. It was sealed, and it also reminds is bringing me back to Noah. Once Noah went into that ark, Noah didn't close that door. It was the Most High that closed the door. So when the Most High closed the door, it wasn't no mortal man was be able to open that door because the Most High Himself closed that door. So we have to understand that this time period that we are living in and that we're dealing with, we have to be mindful that once that door is closed, no man gonna be able to open that door again. So we have to take heed to this door and be mindful. And I can't remember who said it, but I was speaking with the most valuable thing that we have right now is time. We've been taught that money, homes, cars, and all those things are that's vanity. They taught us that those things are valuable, but those things is not valuable. The most valuable thing that we've been given in life is time. We know that time we cannot never get back. Even with your age, it goes up and doesn't come down. Your age go up, your age don't come back down. So that's the most valuable thing that we have is time, and we're not trying to seek the Most High with all our hearts and minds, with the time that He's given us. It's like we're in a game. I'm just using it as a parable, but we in a game and the clock is ticking down. We're in the fourth quarter, yeah, and it's about to be triple zeros on the clock. If it ain't a second left on the clock. But the thing is, the beauty of it is that even with that 1 second, if we choose to repent with our whole heart and our mind, that could be just enough to still save us. Because who knows, if he would forgive us or not. It's that's up to the Most High to have mercy on who you want to have mercy upon. So we just with everything we got into the clock hit zero, we have to be 100 miles running, all out. Floor is open. Anybody have anything? Okay. Right.
Hallelujah.
All right, let's continue. Okay, verse 10. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. So now that brings to mind how the Mashiach he came for his chosen people, and his own people wouldn't accept him. So we see that now the other people have that invitation now. Now that invitation is given out to those others, so they can have an invitation into the wedding. Right? I have anything? Okay. All right, let's continue. Verse 11. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there was a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? So now we're seeing that, those who haven't been invited are finding their way into the wedding chamber, and they haven't been invited. And then, in a way to see that they haven't been invited because on the invitation, it gives like a dress code. You have to dress a certain way. You have to be a certain way. And now, he's standing out. And this one individual, and they can tell that he hasn't been invited because he's standing out. He wasn't chosen for this event. That's just like in the world, somebody was having a graduation party, and that all the graduates are dressed in blue and red graduation clothes, and somebody who was a part of that class, he comes in orange towel, so he gonna stand out, and so we have to be mindful that we can't be coming to the party if you're not invited to this party. We shouldn't be at this party. All right. Let's see. And so verse 12, he said unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. So he left speechless because he didn't have nothing to say. He didn't know how to elaborate on the fact that he wasn't invited, but he made his way into something that he had no part of. He didn't have no rights of being there because he wasn't given the invitation to be there. Verse 13. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So now we see that being that he wasn't invited, he even got himself into something that he had no business being into. Now he has to suffer the consequences of being bound up and taken out and cast into the outer darkness. And the last verse here, before it says 14, but many are called, but few are chosen. So see, even with this awakening right now, we know there's many people who have been awakening to this calling, but there's out of the calling, there's a few that the Most High is really choosing to move forward to really do the things that He really needs to be done. We know that. Go back to Noah yet again. He only took 8 people to replenish this earth. And we before we come into this awakening, into this truth, we always used to be about numbers. But it's not about numbers, you know what I'm saying? It's about that one individual. It brings it to the mind when I read in Luke, when the Mashiach spoke about out of the 99 sheep, out of the 100 sheep, one goes straight. He leaves the other 99, go find that one that's lost. So this to me, this is what the mission is about. It's about finding that one lost soul that he may repent, that the angels in heaven can rejoice and celebrate with that one individual, because we know, um, I mean, if we look at the world around us, there's only few of us who really paying attention or taking heed to things that are transpiring around us. Everybody else is just living life, and just want to live life. And as we, for those of us that's in this walk, we see this life that we've been given ain't what we've been told throughout the years as we was coming up as kids. The Most High is revealing to us that this walk has never been a bunch of us, you know what I'm saying, to do what so
This message is good. Blessing. You're right. How Abba he deals with quality instead of quantity, and that precept you keep using with Noah. Uh, yes, Satari and I did a study, and it may be confirmation. It is confirmation about the door is shut. Once that door is closed, that's it. Even with the bidding to the wedding, once that invitation has been extended and you've rejected it, that's it. It's a done deal. He's gonna start filling seats with those that want to be a part of the wedding. He's gonna bid the others, and it's gonna be too late. What was the other one we used? Oh, the virgins, the 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 foolish. Foolish. They wasn't prepared. They was too busy fixated doing what they wanted to do, and they was too late. The door was shut. But thank you for bringing this out. It don't take many. I was not. He ain't concerned about the number. He's concerned about the heart, the quality. This is a good message.
praise God. Anybody else? All right, let's continue. Let's go over to First Corinthians chapter 1, 26 and 27. First Corinthians chapter 1, 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. So, what comes to mind with me is a parable that, pretty much everybody used. Even when we was in school, everybody always gravitated to those that had a statue or considered to beat somebody, your football stars, basketball stars, somebody who had a high statue. Those ones that people seem to gravitate, but the one who was meek to himself, that hung out to himself, not to people, or as a whole. So, it's through scriptures, the Most High ain't really never called anybody that was mighty, anybody that was a very high statue. It always knows that there's been meat, that's been willing to hear, obey him. Back, from Abraham and even to now, it's not about, the statue. It's not about your, what, the word I'm looking for. The statue, your status. Yeah, status. So it's not about the status. All right, 27. But Elohim has chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise,
And Elohim had chosen the weak things of this world to confound the things which are mighty. So we see that, like football, it's like you got to be the toughest person on the team in order to make the team. But if you look at it, even in that situation, it may be that the smallest, weakest link on that team that may be most valuable because he's not boasting on his strength and relying on his strength. It just, his wisdom of maybe calling a play or something, or something that it takes. Most people wouldn't think that would be appealing. Just that little simple thing would be what's needed in order for the team to overcome. You know what I'm saying? A burden or a deficit or something like that. So, it's just that, it's not the whole team. It's that one individual. Just few. Just a few. Not to use the sports as an analogy or nothing like that, but I'm just trying to use it as a parable. What we can see, like a basketball team. The team. It consists of many members. And when one person take a shot and score a basket, the whole team win. It's just not that one individual. You know what I'm saying? It's that whole team win. If the championship is won, the whole team wins. But we also see the negative about it, that when that one person that hit that shot, it also can boost his ego to make him think he's better than the rest of his teammates, that he may not need his teammates. You know what I'm saying? So we also have to be careful with that as well. So we have to understand, we have to be that few. We know a basketball team ain't but 5 players on the court. That's only few. A football team has about 22, whatever. That's many compared to a basketball team, but it's only a few. Anybody have anything? Floor is open. Right. Just trying to get self in, being myself, y'all. Not trying to teach like nobody else, nothing like that. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best approach that the Most High is giving me to bring forth His word. So just, y'all just bear with me, what I'm saying, in this growing process. And I thank each and every one of you all as well. All right. Still with me? Everyone there? Everybody still with me?
we hear Aki. We hear.
Oh, okay.
So like we just settling in at the same time.
Oh, okay. I'm brash y'all no more. I'm back. All right, family, let's continue. Now we're gonna go to the book of Chapter, and this is gonna be a little read. This here is gonna be speaking about the few numbers and how the Most High took a very small number of people to do a bidding in this war. So just to show us, just another confirmation to show that the Most High don't need a man march to do his job. He says in his word, he'll take 100 and cause 1,000 to feet, 10 to make 10,000 flee. So we, even in his word, say, it don't take that much to move mountains with him. All right, let's continue. All right, we're going to the book of Jasher, chapter 64. We read 21 through 41. It's the book of Jasher, chapter 61, verse 21. And the men of Yasharel assembled and were about 150 men, and they went into battle to assist the Mizraim. So we see right down right off the bat that that is only 150 men, 50 men went into battle to assist Mizraim. And the men of Yasharel and the Mizraim went forth, about 300,000 men and 150 men, and they went toward those kings to battle. And they placed themselves from without the land of Goshen, opposite of Parah. So we're seeing that Yahweh only had 150, the 50 men, and Israel had about 300,000 men. So already we see that the numbers, are great right there. All right, verse 23. And the Mizraim believed not in Yahweh to go with them, and they camped together for battle. All the Mizraim said, perhaps the children of Yashrael will deliver us into the hands of the children of Esau and Ishmael, but they are their brethren. So the Mizraim already start to have doubt in their minds, like they already outnumbered the Israelites already, as we see, because they like 300,000 men to the 150 men that they got. And it's like, even they have an abundance of number, they still have to lean on the Israelites, because now they fear. Now it goes back to when Exodus, when the Pharaoh was like saying, let's deal with the Israelites in case, this particular incident, the same incident that they're talking about right here at the end of 23, it references back to what the Pharaoh was saying about let's deal with it in case they want to go against us and put us against our enemies and do treacherous with us. All right. 24, let's continue. Unless somebody have something, let me see. I can't. Yes, right. Not all right. Let's continue. 24. And all the Mizraim said it to the children of Yasharel, remain you here together in your stand, and we will go and fight against the children of Esau and Ishmael. And if these kings shall prevail over us, then come you to call together upon them and assist us, and the children of Yasharel did so. So I guess they were saying to themselves, I'll just stay here. We go ahead and we gonna go ahead and we go fight this battle. In case we may need y'all, y'all come and your sisters. But I don't think we gonna need y'all. But if we just, y'all see us, but just come and give us a hand. But y'all just remain here, in case we need y'all. In other words, that's what they were saying. All right, verse 25. And Zepho, the son of Eli, the son of Esau, king of Kittim, and Hadad, the son of Badad, king of Edom, and all their camps, and all the children of the east, and the children of Ishmael, a people numerous as the same, encamped together in the valley of Pasrah, opposite it is Pancas. So we're saying that the children of Ishmael, there was a numerous people. They was as numbers of sand. Being that was the seed of Abraham, we know that the Most High told Abraham that the seed would be as the seed of sand. So being that was the seed of Abraham, we know that there was a numerous body. 27. And Seth said unto Balaam, try by division for us that we may know who will prevail in the battle. We are the Mizraim. And Balaam rose up and tried the art of division, and he was skillful in the knowledge of it, but he was confused at the works, and the works was destroyed in his hands. And he tried it again, but he did not succeed. And Balaam despised of it and left it and did not complete it. For this was from Yahuwah, in order to cause Tophat and his people to fall in the hands of the children of Yashrael, who had trusted in Yahuwah, and Elohim of the ancestors is their way. So we're seeing that Most High would intervene on behalf of those fall on that small number. So he came and interceded on the behalf of that small number. That way they'll be confused to know what was going on, not knowing that it was the Most High who was giving them that confusion. That way the Israelites, that small number, can prevail at the end. All right, continue. and Safa and Hadad, their forces battle array, and all the train went along against them, about 300,000 men, and not one man, Joshua, was with them. So we're seeing that the out of that 200,000 men and the 150 men, that the 150 men remained back. That was Joshua. All right, 31. And all of Mizraim fought with these kings opposite of Parat and chief, and battle was severe against the Mizraim. So we're seeing that with all them mighty men, you know, that the battle was strong against them. You know, they took a beating. The kings were stronger than the Mizraim in that battle, and about 180 men of the Mizraim fell on that day, and about 30 men of the forces of the king and all the Shalakim, and all the men of Mizraim fled from before the king, so that the children of Esau and Ishmael pursued Mizraim, continuing to smite them until the place where there was camp of the children of Joshua. So we're saying that they didn't lost men that than what Joshua had all together. We see that they lost more men in the battle than all of them that was in the camp of Joshua. And the other forces, they only lost, compared to what they said, only 30 men out of all those people. Only 30 they men that fell, and compared to the number that they lost. All right. Now we're going to get into the bulk of it right here, family. And all Mizraim cried into the children of Joshua, saying, hasten to us and assist us and save us from the hands of Esau, Ishmael, and his children of Kittim. And 150 men of the children of Joshua ran from the station to the camp of these kings. The children of Joshua cried unto Yahuwah Elohim to deliver them. And Yahuwah hearkened to Joshua, and Yahuwah gave all the men of the kings to their hands. And the children of Joshua fought against these kings, and the children of Joshua smote about 4,000 of the king's men. So we see it right there, that very small number of people took on and knocked down 4,000 men. 150 men, that very few in numbers, took down a great multitude of men. Read that again. And Yahuwah hearkened to Joshua, and Yahuwah gave all the men of the kings into their hands, and the children of Joshua fought against these kings, and the children of Joshua smote about 4,000 of the king's men. And Yahuwah threw a great consternation in the camp of the king, so that the fear of the children of Joshua fell upon them. So not only that they took down the 4,000 men, he put their name out there, because we know that his name was on his children, and that fear rumor is on those other people. Now he didn't place his fear upon them, and now everyone is afraid of these human numbers. 37. And all the hosts of the king fled from before the children of Joshua, and the children of Joshua pursued it. They continued to smite them into the borders of the land of Cush. And the children of Joshua slew of them in the road, yet 2,000 men, and the children of Joshua not one fell. And when the Mizraim saw that the children of Joshua had fought with such few men with the king, and that battle was so very severe against them, all the Mizraim were gathered, greatly afraid for their lives on account of a strong battle. And all the Mizraim fled, every man hiding himself from the brave forces, and they hid themselves in the road, and they left Joshua to fight. So not only they didn't invite them to come fight with them, they didn't turn their backs on them and left them to fight for themselves now. So, so now we see, not only, that's crazy, how they invite them to the point, and it's like they with the party poopers, now they end up leaving them at the party. This party was their party, but they end up leaving their own party. All right, 41. And the children of Joshua inflicted a terrible blow upon the king's men, and they returned from them after they have driven them to the borders of the land of Cush. All right, so we see a few numbers. The Most High to use a fewer numbers. So we see the first time they slew 4,000, and we see again on the road end up slaying another 2,000. So it was like 6,000 men that these 150 men slew. A fewer numbers, So we have to really take it in perspective that it doesn't take a lot for the Most High to do what He needs to be done here on earth. It only take a few, and that's what He looking for. He's looking for those few that's going to be willing to do what He's calling for us to do in His time, in His hour. Anybody have anything? Doors open. All right, let's continue. Let's go to Judges chapter 7. Through 7. And Yahuwah said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many, bring them down into the waters. I will try them, but be there, and I shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee, and whomever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. First thing come to mind for me right here is that that tares and the wheat, to come together. The Most High, He's seeing who we need to put on this side, we need to put on that side, in order to continue to move forward and to do what that's been called in this particular time and this hour. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Verse 5. So he brought down the people into the water, and Yahuwah said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue as a dog lappeth.
city, because sometimes it's hard to get that proper rest. Father, I ask now that you anoint them, whoever Abba chooses to use while they're out there. Abba, let them walk in boldness, courageousness, that they will use their voice to uplift you, uplift the kingdom, and build up the body. Hallelujah. Father, let no nervousness, no fear, let no distraction either enter their heart or their minds or their thoughts. Hallelujah. We command all fear and doubt and worry to be now in the name of Yeshua. So we can give glory and we give you praise. We know all is well. Thank you for their safe return when they come back home. So we all meet together again. And your sons, Hamashiach, Yeshua, the Christ's name. Hallelujah, hallelujah, and hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, family. With that being said, I pray that the Father will continue to prove each and every one of you throughout the rest of this day, that He will guide and order your footsteps according to His will. With that being said, I'll say shalom, shalom. I don't know about the 6:30 call. I guess we have to watch for the text.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.